Hello, hello, internet world. This is Norma Joe. Look at this swanky ass place I'm in, man. I'm in a fancy fucking place. And no, I didn't have to sell my body to a maid man in the mafia to get here. This is, yeah. So, where should I even begin? Alright, this is my fourth and final Joshie and Dawson story. It is the Star Wars slash Star Trek story. Uh, okay, let me give you a little bit of background. So, the year is 2016, I guess, or some shit. Okay, the, the, you know, what is it called? Episode 7. The, what is it fucking called? The Force Reawakens or something, I think is what it's called. So, the seventh Star Wars movie, the one that introduces us to the new team, Rey, Finn, and Kylo, and everybody, okay. But this movie had not come out yet, okay. It was, I think the trailers were out and everything. Actually, honestly, I think judging how fucking long it took me to type up Hose of Liberty now that I saw the end date on that one. I probably started this one way before, but I just know that, as I was writing this, that the Star Wars 7 movie was being advertised but was not out yet. So, you could say, in a way, that this is my version of how I would have Star Wars be, you know? What was that? I don't know what that was. I hope that wasn't my cat. Let me go check, make sure he's not causing troubles. Alright. I think that was just something outside and not my cat. So I want to get going on this. I don't want to spend a million years. I gotta talk kind of quiet because it's like 10 o'clock or something. I don't want to be disturbing people. But, anyways, you could say this is like my Star Wars 7. How, if I say that somehow instead of Disney getting Star Wars, that I got it, okay? This is how I would make the shit. But it's just as much Star Trek as Star Wars, you know? It's not explicitly Star Wars. If anything, there's more characters from Star Trek than in Star Wars because the only characters from Star Wars that are in, even though they're the main characters, it's only Luke, Leia, and Han Solo. There's no droids. There's no Darth Vader. There's no Chewbacca. It's just the three humans. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's get into this shit. And look, I have a whole front page because I really wanted to give this. My uncle is a Trekkie, and I wanted to give this one to my family to read, to enjoy, but it didn't happen. But, so, I'll read the intro to you guys. Firstly, this heading right up here, the advertisement, the marquee, if you will. Comedy, suspense, sci-fi, fantasy, action, adventure, mystery, romance, espionage, crime, nudity, sex, foul language, political drama, regular drama, graphic violence, and plays on words. The Space Cadet Holiday Special. Woo! Yeah, that's right. So this is Joshie and Dawson Part 4. Picks up literally right where the other one left off, the cowboy one. But what was I saying? But yeah, so you've heard of the Star Wars Holiday Special and how fucking boring and horrible it is. So once again, this is kind of like my version of it or something. I don't know. All right, the Space Cadet Holiday Special, aka The Tales of the Genre Travelers, Episode 4, or also aka simply Genre Travelers, Episode 4, or as Ren would say, a hideous Star Wars fanfiction only for the most depraved of nerds. Closed slash Ren accent. This fanfiction slash parody has not been rated. This fanfiction is not gluten free or produced in a facility free of nuts, soy, eggs, and unregulated post surgical meat byproducts. Good for Han Solo fans. Bad for Chewbacca fans. Bad for fans of Boba Fett, Darth Vader, the Millennium Falcon, and Captain Kirk. For Spock fans. Great for nobody, except for me. So come on down, one and all, have a little fun, and give this disgusting tale a whirl. Hey, it's not like it's hurting you, right? I mean physically. It may very well be scarring you in multiple emotional and mental ways. But hey, have a little fun. This fanfiction contains only trace amounts of nutritional content. Oh yeah, and R.I.P. to Carrie Fisher, John Hurt, and Bill Paxton, who all died after I was done writing this script, but before I typed it up. That should give you a little window of time right there. Spooky. Also, yes, I know that the guy with the boat in Jaws is named Quint and not Orca. Orca is the name of his boat, but when I was writing it, I couldn't remember his name. And I didn't have internet to look it up. So fuck it. I thought it was funny, so I left it in. Story of my fucking life as a writer. But John Hurt's character from Alien, I still don't know what his name is. Yeah, oh, it's, Kane. What a fucking... Why would anybody name their kid Kane? It's like, yeah, you want to name him after the bad brother? I don't know. Alright, but John Hurt's character from Alien, I still don't know what his name is. Yeah, I could look it up, but what fun is that? Anyway, ... and then there's like 40 dots. Oh yeah, an extra super duper special shout out and credit goes to Leanna and Zach, my good friends, for creating the Mushroom Man story, which is the inspiration for the story of Chris Manaswa. You'll understand what that means if you keep reading or listening. Yeah, so any of that, I guess the holiday stuff when it comes up, credit goes to my friends. Our story begins with the yellow text scrolling up on a black background, Star Wars style. So bring on the dorks and pop the bottles all-American Coca-Cola. Welcome to the Space Cadet Holiday Special. Da-da-da. There's like 10 exclamation points after that. AKA Genre Travelers, Episode 4. La 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 la. Anyway, the scrolling text reads, in the beginning, i.e. the pilot episode, Joshie and Dawson were two average, ordinary TV show characters. This is because my family have not read or listened to the other 3 episodes, so we're just gonna recap real quick. It's part of the story. Two average, ordinary TV show characters. Joshie was a bartender in the late 80s, early 90s sitcom about a dive bar where a bunch of local musicians and their fans hang out. Kind of like Cheers, but with rock and roll. Dawson was a newspaper journalist in a cheap 1970s western/mystery series, which was constantly plagued by many funny historical inaccuracies. Like Night Stalker, but set in the Old West. I love Night Stalker. These two characters lived on past their time in reruns, until finally, around the year 2014, their shows were remade to be updated for the current time. They were kicked out into the nether sphere, forced to see replacements of themselves who represented everything they despised. The two joined forces and set off for Hollywood to demand their shows back, but they accidentally crossed over instead into the world of genre traveling. Ooh! Cue Theremin. After escaping from the evil town of Mayberry, Episode 1, and helping Kyle Reese impregnate his baby mama and defeat the Terminator, Episode 2, our heroes, Joshie and Dawson, found themselves in the dangerous plains of the Old West Hollywood cowboy genre, Episode 3. There, they encountered the blood-worshipping cowboy werewolves, led by the cold and ruthless Dollface McGee. However, with the help and wisdom of John Wayne, they utilize the power of the sacred stone of turquoise to call down the power of the moon and override Dollface's power over the werewolves. They saved not only their own lives, but also the life of the shell-shocked, psychopathic outlaw Jesse James, and left him in the loving care of the lonely whore Anita. The lunar this is longer than, like, most fucking Star Wars intros, but okay, I was doing hella much, I guess. The lunar people emerged from the moon and landed their ship on the southwestern plain, saying their goodbyes. Dawson and Joshie climbed on board the ship, and here our story begins. Finally, after 10 fucking minutes. So, yeah. Our story picks up more or less right where the last one ended. Joshie and Dawson wander into the spaceship. The inside is really big. Not only are some of the cowboys and whores from the desert wandering around inside, but also a multitude of odd-looking creatures from all across the galaxy, such as from Star Wars, Star Trek, and Futurama. Joshie and Dawson. Wow. The two of them go wandering into the next area of the spaceship, which is a big cafeteria. Looking place. Dawson. Woo, I'm hungry. I don't think we ate anything since that diner episode 2. Joshie, yeah, I feel that. I mean, literally, I'm hungry too. They go off walking past some of the long school-ish tables, when out of nowhere, some drunk guy reaches out and tugs Joshie's shirt slightly. Drunk guy, slurring. Hey, can I get another of these? Joshie and Dawson turn sharply to give him a look. They find themselves suddenly face to face with everyone's favorite little brown-haired mercenary. The vixen of Vess, Candy of the Cantina, sweetheart of sci-fi, Minx of the Millennium Falcon, Mr. Han Solo himself. Dude, you don't know how sick I got of hearing everybody talk about how great Han Solo is. I think he's okay, but I mean, like, for a minute there, everyone seemed to just love this character so fucking much, and I'm just like, is he that great? But okay. Joshie, hey. But Han looks totally sloshed and is a trashy tramp mess, for better or for worse. Viewer's choice. Han. Fuck. Sorry, I thought you were a bartender. I like how the second line he says starts with fuck. Don't you want to hear Han Solo say the word fuck? I would. Joshie, actually, I am a bartender, but that's besides the point. You sure you want another drink? To be honest, you look certifiably cut-offable. Han flops forwards on the table a little bit. Come on, don't cut me off. I've had the week from hell. Joshie, to Dawson. Your turn. Oh yeah, I don't know if I made this clear or not, but the 3 characters from Star Wars, this is supposed to be like, right after, like, Return of the Jedi. So they're still, like, in their young forms, you know, and stuff. Because here's the deal, okay? It's fine that they wanted to bring back these older actors and be like, hey, be your roles from the 80s and the 70s. But, like, I don't know. To me, I just, like, I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I am kind of a fan, a little bit. And I'm just like, I don't think it's so important to have the same actors come back. That just makes it, to me, that just makes it less about the movie and about the story of the movie, and makes it more about, like, the real people behind the movie, which is kind of interesting. It's kind of meta. It's kind of like they just made these movies just because they could, to honor, like, the legacy of Star Wars, rather than to actually get into making a Star Wars movie, you know? See, if it was me, and I know they tried to make the young Han Solo movie, and it fucking failed, but I'm sure that's because it's a fucking piece of shit movie. I haven't seen it, but I want to, just to see how bad it is. But, if it was me, I wouldn't, like, there's callbacks in this. You would see, like, I like callbacks just as much as the next person, but I would be sparing with them, and I wouldn't find it so necessary to bring back, like, all the same actors from the old movies just to have a little reunion. I would, maybe if I wanted to, bring back the older actors, like, in a background role, like, at playing somebody else, you know? Like, just for fun, just to have an Easter egg in there, like, but like, if it was up to me, okay, if I was in Disney's shoes, I would just be like, I'm casting all new people, and I'm gonna set this, like, I'm gonna set this in, like, the world of the original trilogy, you know what I mean? I'll just fucking recast it, because to me, I don't think it's such a big deal to recast. Like, look at all these characters who are iconic, like Sherlock Holmes, most of the superheroes, you got fucking, God, it was right on the tip of my tongue. Who am I thinking of? Anyways, I don't know, all these heroes throughout all these movies, like, you know, you even got bad guys like Dracula and all these classic characters, and they did it for Star Trek too. They weren't afraid to recast for Star Trek. They were like, probably because more of the people from Star Trek are dead, but I mean, it's just, they weren't afraid, you know. They were like, hey, like, let's just set it in the world. Like, they made the world more important and just said, fuck it, like, we're gonna set it in this world that the fans like. We're gonna get new actors and they can play the same character. It doesn't have to be the same actors. You know what I mean? Like, you can get new actors and just stick to, like, focus more on, like, the fandom. Not so much, like I said, the meta aspect, but such is life, whatever. I don't really give a fuck one way or the other. I'm sure as hell not gonna lose sleep over Star Wars, but that's just my little side rant, or not a rant even, but just like, yeah, to me, so when you listen to this, don't imagine these characters the way they are in 7, 8, and 9. You gotta imagine them the way they are in the original trilogy, you know, 4, 5, 6. And imagine them as new people if you want. You can imagine them as cartoons. I like to do that sometimes. I like to imagine characters as cartoons when I read books and stuff, so do whatever you fucking want. But I'm just telling you, they're supposed to be, like, younger in this, so you're not like, damn, what is this fucking, like, 60 and 70-year-old people just fucking and getting drunk all the time? No, it's like, it's not like that. This is supposed to be like, yeah, Return of the Jedi era type shit. So, okay, where the fuck was I? That was a long fucking side rant. Where was I? And nothing happened either. I'm on, like, the first page. Okay, yeah, Han said, I have the week from hell. Okay, Joshie to Dawson. Your turn. Dawson sighs, but yeah, see, Dawson has to do shit now because Joshie dominated in, like, the cowboy one, so now Dawson has to do some stuff. Dawson sighs, but nods and sits down next to Han while she goes off to get them food. Dawson, well, what's the matter? I'm sure it can't be that bad. Han, I'm gonna die in 5 days. That's dark. Dawson, he makes that little, like, you know that emoji that's, like, circle, underscore circle, the face going, like, it's like that. That's bad, he says. Han rubs his face. Ugh, yeah, tell me about it. I don't want to die, man. I just got married. I got a kid on the way and everything. Why does the universe put us through shit like this, huh? Dawson, god damn, that's rough. Well, what is it? What are you dying of? You're in a sci-fi, don't they have cures for everything? Han, I'm not sick. Dawson, did you watch a weird art house videotape and then get a phone call? Do they even have phones in the Star Wars world? Because, you know, Star Wars is more like, you know, they're in kind of like a low-tech world as opposed to the high-tech world of, like, Star Trek and stuff. Because, you know, like, I agree with people that say, like, Star Wars is not so much a sci-fi, it's more like a fantasy in space. Like that, to me, that's hella true because they're pretty low tech, you know. Um, if anything, they're living kind of like a fucking turn of the century world, like turn of the last century world or something, or I don't even fucking know. But anyways, Dawson, never mind. Oh yeah, my point of saying that was I don't think they have phones. I don't think they have phones, and they have holograms. They have holograms, but they don't have phones. It's kind of funny. It's just very Planet of the Apes-ish, where it's like, yeah, well, I mean, we know Star Wars isn't in the future because it's a long, long time ago. But still, it's like they have some futuristic aspects, but then some also ancient aspects. So it's kind of reminds me of Planet of the Apes a little bit, you know. Um, I'm just breaking up this conversation so badly. I hope people can follow. Oh god, it's 20 minutes already.